Well, hello there. Hi. Day one is here. I'm gonna wait for some of you guys to jump in the call. I don't want to be alone here. I would love for you guys to pop in and do this very interactive day one of the challenge. Let me see while you guys pop in if I can share this. I'm not sure if I know how to do this. Hi, please say hello. I want to know that you guys are listening to me fine. So please say hello. I want to know who's there and if you guys can listen to me completely fine. And I have no idea how to post. Thank you for the love. Thank you. You guys, okay, perfect. Hi, Jenny. So glad to see you here. Can you hear me? Can you hear me just fine? I don't know how to share, but anyway. Hi, Janice. Who else is there? I know somebody else is there, but I can't see who it is. So, okay, perfect. You can hear me. So you know what? I'm just going to get started. I'm going to honor you and whoever's there that is on time. Your time is very valuable. And in fact, that is part of what we're going to cover in this challenge, because I want to empower you guys and empower myself to take the best care possible of our time, honor our time, and do the things that really vibe with us and lift us and make us feel awake and alive in this amazing life. And as you guys probably know, I am the designer of a line of planners, and I truly love my planners. This is the one that I'm using myself. This one has been traveling with me a lot, so it's a little bit up. But one of the things that I noticed when talking about the planners and how can I make it a tool that works beautifully to help women achieve their goals, it's like there was a gap between, okay, we have a great tool, but we don't necessarily know how to set goals, or we're not setting the right goals, or something is happening in there that we get super excited in January 1st or, around New Year's, and then by February, March, April, if you're lucky, you drop the planner or you drop your goals, and then you go day by day, kind of like the days running you instead of you running the days. And this happens to all of us entrepreneurs, to people that are employed, to stay-at-home moms, whatever the deal is, we tend to fall into the days kind of happening to us. And we allow things to get to urgency by not tackling the most important things first, and then we kind of like go with what's urgent on the day instead of planning more beautifully and more aligned. And one of the things that I put on the workbook, and I have put there the link to download, is first a run-through. I want to go through a run-through of your goals for 2017. And I would love for you to take the time. We're not going to stop right now and see the whole thing. But in general, I would love for you, I'm going to open the workbook here really quick. And the first thing that says is, okay, your name and the date. And this is really important before the goals. Name and date to put our minds in alignment with what we are truly committing to today, and then I commit to. And what I want you to write in this line of I commit to is something along the lines of I commit to the 5-day challenge, and I am going to pass through the fears and the sabotage that will come up when doing this. You guys, when we're doing any sort of changes to our days, to our mindset, to anything that is related to our alignment, fear is going to pop up in the shape of something that doesn't look like fear. You might start hearing this and say, oh, okay, whatever, I've heard about goal setting before, and shut it down. You might start putting your goals down and then get re-inspired right away. Oh my God, yes, I'm going to do this. This next year is going to be amazing. And then shut it down without really connecting to the next steps. So one of the things that I said here is that it's super important that you go through the 5 days, because what we're going to start doing today is not the end goal. And I'll explain this in the process. And I cannot put the whole process today because then you will get ahead of yourself. I want to see the whole process step by step and see what really comes up for us every day and kind of like let it simmer. So it's kind of like a good surgery, and that's what life coaching and therapeutic people, I'm forgetting my English, therapists kind of do. We start opening up the vessels, the mindset, the little things, and the fears will start coming up. So we need to find a way of letting it out to get to the bottom of things, and then we need to kind of close it up, because otherwise you let all of that out and we didn't finish the process, okay? So I want you to commit, and I want you to write it down. That's one of the things why I love writing things down. Even if I use still my Google Calendar, and I use my phone for anything that pops up, but I every day write things on my planner, because when you put your mind and you physically commit to something, it kind of get ingrained in your brain. One thing is saying it, another thing you need an actual Samantha has some difficulty viewing. Before I continue, can somebody confirm? Janice, can you see me fine? Because otherwise I would just pop in again with directly with my phone instead of with the Wi-Fi. Let's see. Because otherwise I would just pop in again with... I'm listening to myself. I can see you all right. Okay, Tori's seeing me fine, and Janice, okay. So I'm going to continue here then. Samantha, you might want to log in and out again. So anyway, so that is the first thing that I want you guys to commit to this, and this is the reason why. And I promise you that if you do it right, fears will come up, sabotage will come up, and the thing is, it never pops up as something that you would acknowledge. Oh, this is sabotage. You know, it usually comes up as resistance to yeah, I've heard this before, or all of a sudden some other stuff start happening around you. Your body, your mind doesn't want change, because your mind's first job is to survive. That's it. So the more they can get used to a system, to a routine, to something that they know, the better. So when you want to change that routine, it just freaks them out and things will start happening. So a few hesitations, but it's okay. Okay, thank you, Leslie. I'm trying, you know what, I am at the place that I rent, the WeWork, and I don't know about the Wi-Fi. Tomorrow I might stay at my home office to make sure that the Wi-Fi is the best. So anyway, so that is the first thing that we're going. Now, let's dive in. Here's the thing. Society has put a set of goals in our mind. And by society, I mean, well, everything around us, from your parents, your school, what you see in the news, in everywhere. And it just sounds like the next step that we should have, that we should want. But is it truly what you want? So I want to go back to your previous goals. So again, in the workbook, you would see questions, and you can just write it there or grab a piece of paper. What were your 2017 goals? I want you to go back and write down those 2017 goals, the ones that you remember, and out of those, mark the ones that you completed, and then highlight the ones that you haven't completed. So that is the very first thing that I want to see from you. Okay? And this is something that you will have more time after we do this. That's why you have the workbook. I would love for you to sit down, because by this time, we a lot of times have even forgotten what is it that we committed to doing. And we start the year writing so many goals, and there's just no point on writing 1 million goals at the beginning and saying that we're going to achieve all of that and then dropping them down by the second or third month of the year. I'd rather have you be completely aligned with one amazing goal and commit to that, and then everything else is just cherries on top of it, all right? Now, without any hesitation, without thinking rationally, what are your 2018 goals already? What are the things that you truly want to accomplish next year? Write down everything that you truly think you want, even if they were before on past years, or 2017, 2016, I don't care. There's a reason why you didn't accomplish them, but do you truly want them? Just write them down. You want that new job? Do you want to, make more money? Do you want more clients if you have your own business? Do you want to find love, get engaged, get married? Do you want to get pregnant? What do you want to do? Do you want to travel more? Do you want to get out of debt, buy a house? What do you want to accomplish? Write those things down, and again, take your time. Just start the list right now, and when we finish this, take as much time as you need to go through that. Then the next question is, which ones are repeats from last year or years before? And it's completely fine. You don't have to be embarrassed. You don't have to feel, how many years have we said we want to lose 10 pounds? And for some reason we stay in the 10 pounds, 10 pounds, 10 pounds, or 5 pounds or whatever. Maybe change jobs. Have you wanted to change jobs for the past 3 or 4 years and still stay in the same place? Or do you still weigh the same amount? Or are you still in a relationship that you truly know it's not necessarily the best one, but whatever? Or whatever it is, I would love for you to see which ones are the repeats from past years. And then if you wrote them down again for 2018, why do you think that this year is different? Why do you feel that this year finally will happen? What is it that has you aligned with that goal today? What is it that got you inspired? Is there a really good reason? Or are you just repeating it because you think that this is what you should want? Listen, just write down linear. I just want you to write linear, whatever comes out of your mind. Most likely those goals that we have for 2018 are not going to necessarily end up being the same ones at the end of the challenge. But I just want you to write down linear and get everything out of you. Why is it different this year? Why do you want that this year? Then we go to the next page, and the question is, what happens if you don't accomplish them in 2018? Of those goals, all of the goals that you wrote down that are your ideal goals for 2018, if one of them doesn't happen, will your life completely change? Or, I could live with those extra 10 pounds, whatever. I could sort of survive in this job, I guess. Or is there something bigger? Is there something bigger? My health is really suffering right now. So if I don't lose X amount of weight, I'm going to really get in problems with my health. Or, you know what? If I continue in this job, I am going to be so miserable that life won't be worth living anymore. Hopefully not literally, but do you feel something powerful when it comes to not achieving them? Or it would be kind of sad, but whatever. I have not accomplished them before, so big deal. And then I want you to ask yourself, after you figure out what happens if you don't accomplish them, are they really your goals or are they society goals? Do you really want to be a homeowner? Do you really want to scale in the corporate world? Do you really want to start your own business? Do you really want to start a family? Do you want to get married? Do you really want love? What is it? Is it your goals, or is it society's goals, or is it your mom talking, your dad talking, your friends that you're seeing your friends moving up, and you feel like you need to follow them just because you don't want to be left behind? We are naturally inclined to follow a group, masses. That is our nature, and that's okay. But sometimes we need to figure out, okay, wait, am I just following what everybody's doing? Or do I really want to go in that direction? If they are really your goals, then what has prevented you from accomplishing those goals in the past? So again, I'm asking a lot of questions and you have the workbook to work them out slowly when you're silent. And I really hope that you take the time today to write down those answers to see what comes up for you, especially if you give yourself a good 30 minutes to an hour to answer these questions. A lot of things will come up. At the beginning, everything that's like at the top will, okay, come up, bye. But if you give yourself at least 5 minutes per every question, and you can put a timer for 5 minutes, then extra things would come up again. And you would start saying, I did not know that was in the back of my mind. So if you figure out some of them are societies or your friends' goals and all of that, cool. That's a big, big signal. But then we go to the next question that says, what has prevented me from accomplishing these goals in the past? If they are truly your goals, I want you to ask yourself, why haven't I accomplished those goals? What will happen if I truly accomplish those goals? If we want more money, I mean, everybody wants more money. I asked the question before we joined the group, and I want to say that 95% of the answers have something to do with money, and that's completely fine. I do too, and in fact, that's why I have the money magnet cards, because I think this is a beautiful mantra that I would love for all of you guys to have. If you share this challenge, you'll receive one of these at home. But one of the things that we constantly say, hey, we want more money, of course. Why wouldn't I want? Maybe you play the lottery, maybe you strive for more constantly. But are we really ready to have more money? This has happened to the best of us. There's a reason why the majority of people that win the lottery just months later have lost it all. There's a reason why you see people that could peak at some point in their careers, or they get something really good and they get a really good deal and they peak and make more money than they've ever made in their lives, and then they go back. We have an upper limit problem. No matter where we are, your upper limit could be $30,000 a month, it could be $300,000 a month, it could be $3 million a month. It doesn't matter, but we all have an upper limit. People that are in the highest level, they are in the millions upper limit. So they could go up and down, but they always go back up there. Middle class, we tend to be, in a normal range, and we constantly say we want more money, but we don't know exactly what we're going to do. So all of the fears come up with the idea of really making that money. So if you're afraid of money, if you really want money, why haven't you necessarily accomplished that? Then ask yourself, is it because I'm afraid I won't be taken care of after? Maybe my spouse right now is taking care of the bigger bills. He takes me out. He pays for, dinner and everything. If I make more money than him, and maybe I won't be taken care of. Or maybe I don't want to emancipate him or any man in my life. And if I make more money, I'll just become the more powerful one, and I'm not used to that idea. Or maybe in my mind, I'm just not supposed to make more money than my mom and dad. They were the caretakers, and in my mind, they should always be the caretakers. So for me to make more money than them, it just doesn't balance. Maybe I'm afraid of having to pay more taxes. Maybe I'm afraid of having to deal with, filing taxes and all of that. Maybe I'm afraid that if I make more money and then I lose it, I'm going to feel way more like a failure than actually not making money at all. Or what is it that I'm going to do with that money? So those are a few of the most normal fears that we have around money. Maybe we grew up hearing some things about money. Maybe your parents constantly say that rich people were X, Y, and Z. We never, even if you can rationally say I don't care about my parents, we never want to be against our parents. It's a matter of loyalty. They gave us life, so even if you rationally hate your parents, in the back of your mind, you're always thankful because they gave you life. If anything, at least that. So there's always a loyalty, like an invisible cord of loyalty when it comes to that. If one of your goals has been maybe finding love, and there are no good men out there, oh my goodness, I've been, in every dating app, I've been doing X, Y, and Z, it just never happens. Perhaps you need to check your beliefs around men. Perhaps actually there is that belief that there are no good men out there. Or maybe you're simply afraid of losing your freedom. Perhaps in your single life right now, you're fully enjoying going out, going to different dates, and if you find the one, you're going to have to stop, going out on dates and everything like that. Or maybe your parents had a horrible marriage. You saw them fighting all the freaking time, and in the back of your mind, you're like, fuck no, I'm not going to get married to be fighting for the rest of my life with the same person. Because here's the thing, a lot of people see parents that stay married for the longest time, and that might be a great image. Only if the marriage was actually great. There's a lot of people that have a love history of we don't get divorced in this house. But what they don't work on in the back is even if. So even if I'm miserable, even if I get cheated on, even if I fight with my spouse every single day, we don't get divorced in this house. So maybe the kids that supposedly grew up in a house that looks like a loving family that never got divorced, maybe what they saw really was a lot of suffering. And it sucks. So maybe that's what you saw. So again, go back and start analyzing some of the fears. What would happen if you actually find the love? The love of your life or something. Why hasn't it happened? How am I presenting myself into the world? Am I really ready for that? Because sometimes we have a list of everything that we want in the man, and then we're not presenting ourselves as the person that would attract that man. Again, let's list the fears. If you want to have a baby, and perhaps you're dealing with infertility, or maybe you're not even dealing with infertility, but for some reason you're not getting pregnant. What is holding you back? You or your spouse back there. Maybe you rationally say, yes, I truly want a baby, but you've heard so much fear from society that having a baby changes completely your life, that you're not going to be the same, you're not going to have freedom, you're not going to sleep ever, ever, ever again. There's so much bad that could happen around a pregnancy. You could lose it, miscarriages, you can get raped, there's so much fear around having a baby. Or maybe my parents were not the best parents ever, so I'm afraid I'm going to screw up this kid's life. Or maybe my marriage right now is not in the best position, so if I add one extra load, I might end up getting divorced. Or I don't know, I'm afraid of losing my body because to me, my body represents security. Right now I have a great body, and if I lose that image, I don't even know who I am anymore. There's so many things behind what we rationally say we want. Or perhaps in the back of your family history, there's so much more. Perhaps when your mom got pregnant of you, she suffered. Perhaps she was sad. Perhaps she was cheated on, or somebody in your lineage of the women in your family. And you don't even know that you're carrying with one of them karma when it comes to having babies. And maybe it has nothing to do with you, but the family has chosen you to carry that. There's a lot of things in the back of everybody's mind when it comes to goals that are not being achieved. So again, whichever are your goals, I would love for you to go down and write down, why haven't I accomplished them? If I had set them more than once, or if they're brand new goals, then what could happen or what could prevent me from getting there? And start listing some of the possible fears that come up, or simply imagine right now, okay, I accomplished it, what could happen? And again, when it comes to money, it's like, oh, I have all this money right now, what am I going to do? I might get robbed, people might want me to pay for everything. Or, so with every one of the goals, I would love for you to list, explore the fear. And then finally, we have notes and aha moments. So, of course, when you're writing this whole thing, you're very likely to get aha moments, to get some things that will give you some of the answers of what has been happening in the back of your mind when it comes to achieving goals. Have you guys, okay, hello, who's there? I would love to see if you guys have gotten any ahas yourself right now as we're talking about this. But again, day one, my goal was to clarify to you on what you think your goals are, and get exploring the possible reasons behind those goals, if they are truly yours. If they're not yours, why do you think you have set them for so many years? And if they're yours, why do you think you haven't accomplished them in the past? Or why is it different today? Exploring all of those things will get you a clarity that will help you move forward when it comes to really planning your best year yet. Now, you guys, tomorrow, we're going to explore based on your answers. So I would love for you guys to go today with all of those answers, sit down for at least 30 minutes, put 5-minute alarms for every question, and start truly deep down exploring. And again, ego will tell you, blah, 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 yeah, I've done this list before, copy, paste, buy. If you sit consciously and asking for your higher self for guidance in this, after the first little bit of rationality, you kind of open the vessel for more, and that's when you start exploring what's really in the back of your head. Even if you repeat the same phrase a few times, then you will get past that first block, and then the reality will come out. When we have the answers of this day one, then tomorrow I'm super excited to explore deeper down the things that you have accomplished and your true desires when it comes to your being, to your core desires, to how you want to feel, what you really want to manifest, and what truly matters to you for this next year. You guys, please share this if you have found anything valuable. Invite friends over. I would love to send you one of these cards to put in your bathroom, in your planner, in your house, in a frame, wherever you want to go, because I would love for all of you to become money magnets and success magnets. Let's redefine what success means for us. What success means for me right now is not necessarily what it means for you, and that's where we need to get to the alignment of our true selves and truly know what success really means for all of us in this upcoming year. Post your comments below if you're watching the replay or anything like that, your aha moments. Send me some love. Let me know that you guys are here. And please answer the questions of the very first day workbook. Tomorrow, we are going to go even deeper when it comes to your desires. Have a wonderful rest of your Monday.